The Sweet Baby Inc. stuff has been a wild ride already. We're barely scratching the surface of everything that's going on here. The media is telegraphing that this is a much bigger deal than even we expect it is, and we already think it's a pretty big deal. We know that the Sweet Baby Inc. Detected group now has over 200,000 members who are looking at this and saying, you know what, we do not want to play games that are, of course, influenced by this woke content. We're going to go elsewhere. But that's just one company. If you looked at the Kotaku article yesterday when it started trying to defend all this crap, they say that there's multiple companies that are engaging in this stuff, and that's being echoed now by PC Gamer. Now, PC Gamer is, of course, doing the same shilly type of stuff that Kotaku did, trying to pretend that gamers are just the problems. You guys are just seeing things, and then acting like everything's totally normal. And you're going to see this in this article that they just came out with on this. Just like Kotaku, of course, the author of this ended up having his account protected on Twitter because they know what they're saying is wrong. They know that they're lying. They know that they're trying to manipulate people on behalf of their little ESG bucks going around. It's a big clout structure. The mainstream media is just this all the way in it through every iteration. They try to get access to these companies. The companies give them access for positive reviews, and it goes back around and around and around. Obviously, it's being compared to Gamergate too, because that's exactly what was happening with Zoe Quinn with her stupid game back in 2014. Media companies were just giving her positive reviews for reasons. And of course, everybody kind of caught on to that. But now nobody believes the media anymore. The media is the enemy, and we know it. And so we're going to act a little differently this time around. And of course, we are going to put all these media organizations where they belong in the dumpster, along with these games by Sweet Baby Inc. Let's get into the news in just a moment. My name's John Delarose. I would love it if you hit that like and subscribe button. Support the channel here, my friends. We're doing a lot of journalistic work. I don't just do the videos here. I also am the editor-in-chief of fandompulse.com, and we're one of the few outlets out there telling the truth about what's happening in gaming, in movies, in TV, books, and comics, all of culture. And we are out there, of course, on the front lines defending your right to just play your freaking video games in peace without any of this nonsense. I just wanted to play too. I mean, you know how it ends up. All right, let's look at what we got right now. I'm going to show you exactly how the media does what they do and how they manipulate things. It goes beyond just, of course, writing similar stories. And I'll show you exactly how this works. Let's get into this. All right, this is the PC Gamer magazine. I didn't even know they were still around. Here it is. A company called Sweet Baby Inc. has become the target of anti-woke gamers because it offers consultancy work and industry standard service that's been normal for years. They're just consulting. It's industry standard for years. You listen to how they gaslight you right away in the title, and they call them consultants, not tyrants, right here. So this whole article is a terrible showpiece. If you look at it, he makes fun of Heels versus Babyface ads for his Starfield rant. He goes against gamers all the time. It's just a huge sort of thing. They actually hit Robert Crucy, who's a science fiction author, for starting his own anti-woke sci-fi convention because sci-fi conventions are so awful and unattendable at this point because of their wokeness. So he started his own without that, and it's been going very successfully. Very odd that he was mentioned in this piece. I mean, it just seems like this guy is stalking our little cultural movements over here and obsessing over them pretty regularly. And of course, he mentions about different things that were happening in the culture. The usual amount of hair on a woman has on her face. This is an outrage about a issue that was happening, of course, in a game, as you might recall this image right here, where, of course, the woman kind of looks like a man. And that's what they're doing intentionally. They are doing it intentionally, and they want you to believe that it's just normal. There's lots of women out there that look like men. There's lots of men that are women these days, aren't there? And that's how they kind of talk. And they talk themselves in circles to where it doesn't make any sense at all. And, of course, that entire first couple paragraphs just meant to demean gamers. Anybody who notices is just an idiot who's misinformed. And that's how they talk down to everybody. This guy can't write, by the way, at all. I mean, some of his sentences are completely unreadable, but that's what PC Gamer garners these days. I mean, they can't actually get anybody with talent anymore. They can't afford it because nobody wants to read this crap, except for me. I'm here to make fun of it. A different kind of thing right here. But if you look at what they actually do in this article, this is how the media coordinates their things. If you look at the very beginning of this, as per a Kotaku report on the subject yesterday, we already went over the Kotaku article, and it's just some lady's opinion about this going on and saying it's completely normal. And it looks like it's a shill piece. It looks like it's maybe been commissioned. And it looks like it's the industry, of course, backing up and, of course, consolidating their narrative around Sweet Baby Inc. and just trying to make some sort of narrative out of it. It's really difficult for them this time. There's not much they can do. I mean, it's these LGBT elements and skin color elements and all this are being intentionally put in games. The CEOs said nasty things about white people repeatedly. It's all out there and it's pretty easy to find. They have no way to control it at this point. So they're just trying to say, oh, this is just normal for the industry. And I don't know that that's going to do well for them. But what they do right here in linking the Kotaku article is a couple of things. One, it makes that Kotaku article a source that their people should venerate. And they do it to each other, right? So they'll do that, and then another article will come out later and they'll cite this PC Gamer article from IGN or something, and it'll go round and round and round. And it builds their little infrastructure of we're the experts. But it not only does that on the level where, of course, they prop each other up through these sorts of things and get a readership to believe they're actual experts when you don't even know the names behind these people. I mean, like I said, this guy can't even write. But on the other front, like, Google algorithm gets tricked by this because they see that Kotaku piece gets referenced. And so if they reference it in like 10 different major media outlets, Google scrapes that information. And then it says, oh, this Kotaku thing is the source on Sweet Baby Inc. And this needs to be the top search result. So it's an intentional SEO tactic to make it so people only find the information that they want to come out on this topic. And that's what's insidiously happening right now. When you see multiple media outlets doing the same thing, running the same damage control, they're trying to manipulate not just people, but they're trying to manipulate the algorithms of the search engines in order to get it so that only their content gets seen and it drowns out the other real content. This is how you run a misinformation campaign. This is how you run fake news, and it's all being done in the name of Sweet Baby Inc. right now. I don't think it's going to work this time. I think there's too many different sources for people. People can find too much on YouTube, on Twitter without this stuff, but they're going to try it, and they're going to keep trying it over and over and over again because the mainstream media just keeps digging their own hole. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.